How's it going, everybody? I have a very different video for you guys today. And to be honest, I wasn't planning on making this video. It's definitely crossed my mind, but I just all of a sudden kind of just decided to sit down and make this video because I feel like this is a very important topic that just hasn't been addressed, at least by a For Honor content creator, at least like formally. Um, I just wanted to mainly talk about the state of duels right now and just the way Ubisoft is going about it. And you guys, I'll talk more about it. But I just wanted to make this video mainly because I've been talking to a lot of other creators. I guess not a lot of other creators, but I've been talking with other people and creators, and I've done a couple interviews, and it's kind of made me realize the horrible state that duels is in right now. And I don't mean from like a character balancing standpoint. Like, I don't really think it's the best right now, but that's a whole nother topic. I mainly want to talk about the comp scene and the ranked system and just how Ubisoft has just neglected it for so long now. And I guess the reason I haven't really made a video about this is because in the past, like, couple hero releases, Ubisoft hasn't really given me early access, which is okay. I mean, that's fine. It definitely sucks. But I feel like as a prominent content creator in the For Honor scene, I definitely consider myself someone that is a big creator for For Honor. And I feel like I should, at the very least, get early access to these heroes. And I don't want to sound entitled or anything. At the end of the day, Ubisoft makes their own decisions, so that's okay. If they don't want me to have early access, that is perfectly fine. That is their decision at the end of the day. But I didn't really want to make this video because I don't want to seem like I am bashing Ubisoft. Okay, like, I think, but before I start saying any of this, I think that they have made some very good changes, and they've added a lot of really good things to the game in the past few years. So I just want to preface by saying that. But the rank system, man. The rank system in duels as a whole right now is it's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. And I feel like I would be doing a disservice to the community if I didn't speak out with the platform that I have, because there's such a massive issue right now with the ranked system and with specifically the scripter issue. And as someone who makes duels content, and I know that duels isn't the most popular game mode in For Honor. A lot more people play these team fighting modes. A lot of people hate duels. That's completely fair. You can have your own opinion. Go ahead. But it would be ridiculous to say that duels is not in one of the worst states it's ever been in, specifically in ranked, man. And especially as someone that creates For Honor content, and I get a lot, like, most of my views come from these ranked videos, and me not being able to play ranked without coming against a scripter, having to wait 15 minutes for queue time to fight someone I get like 50 skill points for, that is very frustrating. And I'll tell you guys why ranked is dead. One, it's been in beta for almost 10 years now, which in my opinion is absolutely unacceptable. And another thing is they at first, ranked had tournaments, and I think that was an amazing addition to ranked. I'm not really sure why they took it away. But Ubisoft seems to have just completely ignored this game mode, and they don't want they don't want to resolve any issues with it or add anything exciting. Like, I can tell you guys right now, I have so many ideas on how to make ranked a better game mode. They could add rewards, they could have seasons, they could have scheduled scrimmages, they could have so many things, so many incentives to actually get people to play ranked. And I remember way back in the day, ranked used to be something that people take pride in their ranked, like, top 10 grandmaster, like, man, like, it's really something that I want to work towards, something like that. And now it doesn't even really mean anything, because none of the best players in the game even really play this game mode, because it's a joke. It's honestly a joke. It, like, getting top 10 grandmaster or anything like that, it doesn't even really mean much, because no one that's super good actually really plays this game mode, which is part of the reason why I'm so easily just to get to top 10 grandmaster, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But there's just no reason for people to play it anymore. And the only reason I do is for content purposes, because obviously you guys love the ranked vids, and don't get me wrong, they're fun to record, but it is extremely frustrating waiting 15 minutes to find a game against like a silver or whatever, which a lot of people are going to be like, oh, real, but that's not a problem with That's just a player problem. It's just because no one plays it, right? Why do you think no one plays it? Because it's a terrible game mode. Ubisoft has just completely ignored it. They don't give a shit. It's like they don't even care. They're like, oh yeah, ranked duel beta, yeah, whatever. Oh, top 10, 8 out of the top 10 are scripters. We don't care. And I'm not going to act like I know what it takes to actually get this scripter issue resolved, get them banned. But I have a feeling it's not that hard to take action on this or to implement an anti-cheating program into For Honor. I'm not super knowledgeable about all that, but it's just very hard to believe that they wouldn't be able to resolve this issue easily. Like if I pull up the top 10 Grandmaster leaderboard right now, 8 out of the 10 of the top 10 are cheaters. And another thing is I still come up against players that are known scripters that have not been banned after over a year. We need to do better, Ubisoft. Like, what is that? And again, as someone that creates duels content, this is my thing. And a lot of other people too. Havoc, King Misty, all of them. Now, I'm not sure if, they have the same, like, scripter issues. I know Havoc does. I know Havoc comes up against scripters. He's EU. And, I know they haven't really made, like, any content, with, regarding Ubisoft needing to do better about this, but I'm fed up, man. And like I said, I haven't really wanted to do this because I do want to have a good relationship with Ubisoft, and I hope that they don't look at me after this video and think, man, like, we can't give this guy early access. Because at the end of the day, I still love For Honor. I truly enjoy it. It is my favorite game I've ever played, and I think they've added amazing things, but they have to do better in duels. They have to do better in duels. They got to add something. They need to fix the scripter issue. It's just really frustrating, and that's why I just wanted to talk about it, because it's just constant issues, constant scripting, and there's just no excitement around it anymore. And another thing is it doesn't give the recognition to the players that deserve it. You have players like Braden, SG, and H, all these players that are just like incredible duelists, incredible, but there's no way to like showcase their skill. They can hop in ranked, cool, but none of the players that are playing ranked are even going to be remotely good. Maybe occasionally you'll find someone in ranked that's really good on occasion, but even like the top 20 Grandmasters, like, or top 50, a lot of those players are not even near the level of play that some of these top duelists are. And it really just gives a bad name to duels because it glorifies Grandmaster ranking positions when there is such little, it's very indeterministic of skill, if that makes sense. And as a content creator, I feel like I should do my best to try to give recognition to some of these players. I featured like H, SG in my most recent video. I had Braden and Immortalum. These are the best players in the game. And I just feel like they don't get the recognition that they necessarily deserve from the community just because of the way that this whole ranked system is established. And it sucks because it's just, these players are so good. And I know a lot of you you have no interest in comp. That's okay. If you don't like competitive stuff and you just you're more of a casual person, that is A-okay, and I'm still happy to make normal duels videos, and that's why I started doing challenges, because I feel like duels in For Honor, just normal duels videos, I just feel like they're very oversaturated, and that's why when I was doing my content, I wanted to put a spin on it. Sweeper suffers, different kinds of challenges. That's kind of fun to me. That's fun, and I still like playing normal duels, but other than that, there's not really much to do. And I can go in ranked, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, I can go in ranked, I can play some games, I can get a good ranking, but it gets to a certain point where I'm playing all these games, but it's just the same thing. I'm fighting players that aren't necessarily even that great. I mean, they're like above average players, don't get me wrong, but there's no point. I fight them, I beat them, 50 skill points. And I've talked to Blitz about this too. Like, Blitz literally DM'd me. He was like, dude, I don't know if we can do this #1 Grandmaster. Because, me and Blitz, we've both been trying to grind to get to #1 Grandmaster. And we both talked, we've been like, dude, I don't know if this is going to happen. It takes 15 minutes to find a game. I find a game, I find a Diamond 3, and I get no skill points. And eventually you get to top 10 Grandmaster, top 5. You're like, man, I'm getting close after all this time. Then you find a scripter. Prime example A is my video. I did speedrunning Grandmaster, #1 Grandmaster while destroying scripters. I came against like 3 scripters in that video. Now, granted, the ending was pretty amazing. Don't get me wrong. But it's really frustrating. But it's not the player's fault that plays the player's fault. How do I say that? It's not the ranked player's fault because there's just no reason to really play ranked. There really isn't. There is absolutely no reason to play, and unless you just want to, at least, I guess, if you're a lower skilled player, maybe you'll find players that are better than you. You know, you can progress. But from a top player's standpoint, there is absolutely no incentive to play ranked. There's not. I fight better players in normal matchmaking than I fight in ranked. That's the truth. And it's so sad. I would not touch ranked at all if it wasn't for content. If I didn't have a YouTube, no point in playing ranked. I'm dead serious because all it is it doesn't have the best players, full of scripters, and that's literally it, man. That's literally it. So I don't know. I think Ubisoft, you guys have to do better. And, you know, I love you guys. I love the game that you've created and you've added many amazing things. But as a content creator, I feel like I have to voice my opinion about this because I know that a lot of other people have been thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, and that we have to fix this issue with ranked. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts. You know, I feel like a lot of people share these same thoughts. And like I said, you know, you guys, not a lot of you guys might not be like duels fans. You guys might like team fighting modes. That's okay, but you definitely are also able to recognize the issue with duels. And I think that is also another reason why the duel community is definitely smaller than like these team fighting modes. And, you know, I talked to Raptor Rex about this too. And it's just, you know, he doesn't even play duels, but we're on the same page. It's just, as a content creator, so difficult, man. So I kind of just wanted to make a video just voicing my opinion, man. And I wasn't going to make this video. I've been wanting to make it for a while, but today I don't know, man. I've just been fed up with it. I want to, guys, I really want to get to #1 ranked Grandmaster. I really do. But with the state ranked is in now, with the scripter issue, I don't know if it's going to happen, man. I really don't. So, you know, you guys drop in the comments if you agree with me. You know, yeah, I don't know, man. That's all I really have to say. So let me know if you guys agree with me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.